Hello all, and welcome to the Onion Man's Rooftop Two-Headed Cow Caravan of Treasure, and sometimes barter. The streak continues. And welcome to the next episode of the Gimmick Table, where I take a look at the monthly Pro Wrestling Crate by Pro Wrestling Tees. Just came in a couple of days ago, so this is the January 2023 Pro Wrestling Crate. Should be pretty fun to look at. It's been an interesting month for wrestling this month so far, January of 2023. A lot of crazy news. Cody Rhodes returning in the Royal Rumble. I'm saying this is to just kind of time capsule it, I guess. Will The Rock return? I read just today, that there's a rumor of Austin being offered a match against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. And tragically, probably the biggest news coming out of this month, in my opinion, the passing of Jay Briscoe. I am a huge fan of the Briscoes, always have been. I genuinely believe, in terms of pure synergy and like idiosyncrasies and everything, they were the best, if not one of the best tag teams of the last 10 to 15 years, bar none. I don't think they ever got the credit they really deserved, and it sucks, man, that we lost Jay Briscoe. I was a big fan. Even when he was ROH champion, even though I not my ideal pick to be ROH champion, but still, his work was always really good, and him and his brother were just a damn near perfect tag team. So authentic and just always real. Like, you really felt their work. So that sucks. R.I.P. Jay Briscoe. So that's kind of January 2023 in wrestling terms. Some interesting news and some tragic news. But we have the Pro Wrestling Crate by Pro Wrestling Tees. So I've mentioned before, this is always my favorite thing to do when I do unboxings. I love pro wrestling. Nothing can ever change that, I don't think. And yeah, so always excited to do the Pro Wrestling Crate. It's always my favorite thing. Even when it's like not a great Pro Wrestling Crate, I always end up loving it just because it's fun to see what you get. So let's go ahead and get this guy open and go from there. I don't even know what the theme or anything for this month was. Okay. It says, spoiler alert, the other side of this card contains the contents of this crate. We'll take a look at that. I usually take a look at that after I look at everything else. Next month crate will feature Eddie Guerrero, Mercedes Moné. Man, they got that fast, didn't they? They got the Mercedes Moné stuff fast. That happened this month too. The Jericho Appreciation Society, I could do without. Just Incredible, that's an interesting one. Wow, Coco Beware and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. That's a weird lineup. Eddie Guerrero and Mercedes Moné, I don't know why, I've got the weirdest feeling that's going to be like a double something because she's such a big fan of Eddie Guerrero. I don't know why I could see that being like a double thing. The Jericho Appreciation Society, I don't know what to think of that, to be fair. Just Incredible is an interesting one. Like, a lot of people kind of sleep on Just Incredible. You go back and watch like his Jerry Lynn and Lance Storm matches, or his his ECW stuff with Lance Storm, and then later on Jerry Lynn, all that stuff. He was really good. Do I think he was necessarily as good as some of those guys? Probably not, but he held his own. He kept up. And then Coco Beware, interesting, and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, pretty cool. So, interesting crate. The only one there I'm probably kind of about is the Jericho Appreciation Society. Not really looking forward to whatever that is. So, we'll set that aside. First thing first, we got the shirts. Let's see who we got. Another Danhausen shirt. That's exactly what that is. Another Danhausen shirt. I feel like this is like the third Danhausen shirt I've gotten since getting these. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love me some Danhausen. And I actually like this one. This is actually probably my favorite Danhausen shirt so far. Danhausen, very nice, very evil. I like it. It works. I think this is better than that weird, like, glow-in-the-dark one we got, or whatever, or 3D Danhausen Halloween shirt. I'd much rather have this one, actually. So, who knows, I might get rid of that other one now. But I like it. I like it. It's pretty cool. I'll probably keep this one. Sometimes I keep the shirt, sometimes I get rid of them. I think one time I got rid of both. So it just kind of depends. The next shirt, oh my god, I was hoping for this. I think I mentioned this in the last one. Yes. I love this already. Finally, a Bruiser Brody shirt. King Kong Brody at that. Oh, I love it. So, before I started getting Pro Wrestling Crate, like a month or two before I started getting it, there was a white, like kind of posterized Brody shirt, and I was never able to find just that shirt. And I always looked for it, but I could never find it in my size for sale anywhere. But we've got one now. I almost bought a Brody shirt just off of Pro Wrestling Tees with like one of the discount codes you get every month. But now I don't have to. This is a awesome shirt. It's got the Japanese lettering. I love it. I've been wanting a Bruiser Brody shirt for a minute. So keeping that. I think we're keeping both shirts this month. That's pretty cool. We got a koozie. Drink the Haterade. Jamie Hater koozie. Interesting. Probably won't use that, but hey. I don't use koozies, really. So if I'm drinking, I just drink out of the can or bottle. So probably won't be using that. Ooh, interesting micro brawler. We've got Shane Douglas. I was taking a look at it for a minute. I was trying to see what the tattoo was. Looks like he's got the Jersey Triad thing going on. If you don't know what the, or was it the Jersey Triad? No. What were they in ECW? All my ECW knowledge just went out the window. It's him, Candido, and Bigelow, I believe, right? I am losing it. Either way, there you go. Jersey Triad was Bigelow, DDP, and somebody else. Triple threat? I don't remember. Anyway, there we go. We got a Shane Douglas micro brawler. Interesting. I'm glad Shane Douglas wasn't the t-shirt. I like Shane Douglas. Don't get me wrong. I think Shane Douglas is a great talker. But this idea that he was kind of the guy who was going to like carry them into the future and all this stuff, I just don't buy. I don't. He just kind of, as a wrestler, came off as a very just blah wrestler. But he was a good talker. I'll give him that. But I always keep the micro brawlers. I like these. Looks like we got the comic book. I've never read a single one of these. I was going to read the Christmas one Mick Foley wrote, and I never did. Looks like this one is actually by Jay White. Henry Hardwick and the Hurt Factory. Interesting. Yeah, I've never read a single one of these. They've never interested me. They look like ass. I'm just going to say it. And I know there's a lot of pro wrestling fans who are like, oh, but you got to read these. They're by the wrestlers. Cool. If you've noticed some of my other videos, I read actual comic books, and I am very picky about what I read and the quality of it. So a half-ass comic book by a wrestler, probably not ever going to really interest me. I have kept all these, though. I will be fair. I've kept all of them. I don't know why. I just have. I guess because like I feel like they'd be a hard sell to get rid of. Unless I just threw them in with stuff. We got a pin. Adam Shearer, the Titan. That's probably the most disappointing pin ever. I'm not going to lie. This is one pin I probably won't keep. And I've been keeping pins. I got rid of a lot of the early pins I got, which I kind of regret. But I've been keeping pins for the past few months. This is not one I plan to keep. I'll probably get rid of this one. I'm not a Braun Strowman fan. I will say, he had a match with Walter recently. That was fantastic. I believe a lot of that's on Walter, but still, I'll give him his credit. That was a great match. And we got our autograph. So this feels heavy, like there's maybe multiple autographs in there. I know every once in a while they do that. So let's take a look. No, I think there's just one. Oh, this is a cool one, though. I like this. We've got a Chris Hero autograph. Cassius Ohno. I always remember Chris Hero. Yeah, this is a really cool one. I like this one. It's like a cardstock, too. It's not a photo. A lot of these are just like a flimsy photo. This one's like actually like a cardstock photo. Nice. This is cool. I'll definitely keep this one. I think I've only ever gotten rid of a couple of the autographs because they were from wrestlers I like either didn't know because it was like, or I knew but like I just didn't care for. Like I won't mention a name or anything, but I am happy about getting a Chris Hero autograph though. That's pretty cool. I like that. So definitely keeping that. So yeah, let's go through this. Definitely keeping the Chris Hero 8x10. Love that. Chris Hero, in my opinion, is like one of the Mount Rushmore of indie wrestler guys. It's like him. You could probably throw like early 2000s AJ Styles in there. Like a lot of those Ring of Honor guys too. I know Chris Hero in those days was probably more PWG than anything. But if you kind of throw him in there, but then like your early AJ Styles, Punk, Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels, like there's like a lot of those early to mid 2000s indie guys that all kind of went on to become uber popular and famous. And he just kind of always stuck in the indies. Even when he was in WWE, he just kind of stayed back as a trainer, like a player trainer, if you will. So keeping that, we're keeping the Shane Douglas Micro Brawler. We're definitely keeping the Brody shirt. I love this. This is my favorite thing out of this so far. Usually the Micro Brawler is, but the Brody shirt's my favorite. And we'll keep the Danhausen shirt probably. And then I think we're gonna. I just dropped the comic. I don't really care. I've kept all the comics so far, so I guess I will just and out of whatever. But we'll probably get rid of the koozie and the pin. So we'll put those in the get rid of pile. And that's it. Cool. So let's check out what we got. Again, there's next month's interesting lineup. We've got the very nice, very evil Danhausen shirt. Cool. King Kong, Bruiser Brody shirt. Love it. Shane Douglas Micro Brawler. There was a chase for that. Jay White Headlock comic. I was kind of hoping the autograph would be Jay White. I really was. I'm glad it was Chris Hero, though. I'm so glad it was not Adam Shearer. But the Chris Hero autographed 8x10, the Braun Strowman lapel pin, which was also a variant, could be a variant, the drink koozie from Jamie Hayter, and of course you get an email with a 10% off code for Pro Wrestling Tees order. I've only used it once, I think. It expires within a month, I think. But there we go. Yeah, I like this crate. I like this one a lot, mainly just because of the Brody shirt. I'm not going to lie, that Brody shirt made this entire crate. I've been wanting a Brody shirt for a long time, and I've always put off just buying one outright off of Pro Wrestling Tees, and we finally got another one, so I am totally cool with that. Yeah. I don't know on this one who I would be most excited for. I'm just going to take a random stab in the dark. I bet Just Incredible is the Micro Brawler. I wonder if they're going to like start a ECW chain of events on Micro Brawlers. It feels like sometimes they do. They'll just go on a chain of certain wrestlers or like a certain time period of wrestlers. So yeah, I wonder if that's going to be a thing. I have a weird feeling Just Incredible is going to be the Micro Brawler. So remember that in this video. Somebody remind me. Ricky Dragon Steamboat would be a cool one, though, to go with that Ric Flair Micro Brawler we got a while back. And who knows? I wonder what Eddie Guerrero would be. A shirt? I know we recently got an Eddie Guerrero pin. So, a shirt, maybe? I could easily see Jericho Appreciation Society also being a shirt, which would be disappointing to me. So, it is what it is. But thank you. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want to. You do not have to if you don't want to, but I always appreciate anybody who does. And I will catch you guys in the next video.